live. Welcome on LinkedIn and welcome on to YouTube. Welcome to this live. I am going live on this Friday to inspire you and to share what we have been working on in my community this week. And I want to share because I truly believe that what we are working on could or also help you level up your game. It certainly has the potential to take your life and your career to the next level. So if you are having some quiet moment right now, make sure you have a pen and paper because what I'm going to explore today is something that you want to pay attention to, something that you want to explore potentially or experiment with right after this short life. And the only way I know that you're here is to drop a comment in the chat, say hello, let me know where you're from. I love engaging with you. That's the reason why I'm here, actually, to engage with you and to pass on my knowledge and wisdom. So, what we're diving in on today is that of the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And some of you in my community know that we are hosting a private event coming up next week, and so much coming up out of our land to you in the month of July and August, because as Bob Proctor would say, connecting with your subconscious mind, you change your game, you change your life. And what do I mean when we can connect with our conscious or subconscious mind? Let me give you some background, and maybe if you've been on the coaching journey for a while, a personal development, you would know for sure Dr. Joe Dispenza. But Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you don't know him, has done a lot of research in the neuroscience. And fact is that we think between 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And most of those thoughts are subconscious. Only 5% of what you do, what you think, are conscious thoughts. Which means that if you want to change your life, you really want to connect with your subconscious mind, because that's where everything happens, right? Your subconscious mind doesn't know what is right and wrong, what is true and what is not true, but it's your perceptions, what you believe, what you tell yourself is what is true, the subconscious mind act on. And I have been diving into this lately because I'm so curious about leveling up. I'm curious about how 10xing, how can you actually do 10x? And I'm supporting my clients on 10xing. And I discovered, and maybe not surprising, not a surprise for you, but I did discover that when you connect with your self-conscious awareness, that little monster, that small little voice that says, oh, you're not good enough, or you're gonna fail, nobody wants to listen to you, like, you're gonna dim your light no matter how wrong that voice is. So that's what we've been working on and diving in on and discussed and explored in various conversation this week. And we will continue because it's not just a one-off conversation. It's got many conversations that will come up, but it's so interesting. And I want to give you a few tools that you can go and experiment with. And I'm super curious to hear what showed up for you when you played with these tools. The first tool, and it's all about awareness, right? It's about creating more impact. How can you create more impact without working harder? And in order for you to create more impact, you have to do things differently. But how do you do things differently? How do you break the habit of being yourself? How do you break what you've done today that probably you did yesterday, the same rhythm like last week? And we are halfway through 2024. maybe you repeated the same day, the same rhythm the last 3 months, the last 6 months, right? And maybe you had the same thoughts. You haven't worked on yourself. And that is okay, because we are all at a new place, a new beginning. And in my circle and where I'm, we're always leveling up. So there's nothing wrong with just starting now and exploring your thoughts and actually, what am I actually thinking? But the tool I want to share with you right now is that of perception. Your perception is a mirror of your personal reality. That is your personal reality. But promise you that your personal reality does not have to be the reality. That I can, I would say, I can almost say for sure, because I am in groups that have more success than me. And I'm not just saying money, I'm talking about success in all walks of life. And I'm investing in people who are further ahead in their personal level. So they're pulling me up, they're challenging me. Why do you do that? Because there is a better and easier way to do it. I'm curious. I don't want to repeat the same thing 10 times or 20 times or 100 times. Tell me what to do differently, right? So that's for sure. I can say that your reality is your personal, your perspective is your personal reality, but it's not the only reality. It's a mirror of your personal perspective. And so when you start to connect with your perspective of your perception of what is right and what is wrong, then you will start to peel the onion and explore that actually your decisions that leads to actions is based on your past perspectives and perceptions, right? So if you want to level up, you want to be so curious about, why do I think the way I think? And it's sometimes what you do is being channeled not only from your parents, but maybe from your grandparents, the way that they've been brought up, right? What they saw as being the best way of showing up as a mom, as a dad, as a leader, or as an employee, as a team member, right? And I've been diving really deep this week in one-on-one coaching sessions on what my clients were thinking. Actually, we could root that back to childhood when people were 4 years old, and also how their parents were showing up, how the parents were parenting their children. That's how deep we go when you work with me. And that's why to share is that your perception is based on what you know to be true, but it's certainly not. It's gonna, it certainly can be challenged when you're gonna create the future. Because when you're going to create the future, you get to invite in new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things. Because if you don't, you actually replicate the past into the future, and you will never get something new. So it's maybe the new past, but it's never the future, because it's a known future. And future that is known is based on the past, right? But if you're really creating the future, that is new, right? And it's a bit scary. You're leaning into that, but it's so worth it when you dare to embrace a new way of thinking. And the another tool that we've been diving in on this week is that of your dominant thought. And remember, we only 5% of our thoughts are conscious thoughts, which means that what you did today, 95% of what you've been thinking today is subconscious thoughts. And when you go really deep, what is the dominant thought that that you secretly think each and every day? When you wake up in the morning, when you enjoy breakfast, lunch, dinner, when you have a conversation with your spouse or your children, when you go to bed, what is that secret dominant thought that you're telling yourself? right? Could be, I am amazing, I'm successful, I'm beautiful. But also, many top level leaders who I support actually tell themselves, when will they discover I'm a fraud? When will they discover I'm not worthy to have this job? When will they discover that I shouldn't have this job? I am not worthy. I do not have anything valuable to add. I am not good enough. I tell you, my dear friend, I hear those limiting beliefs so often. And that is the secret dominant thought. And your secret dominant thought will become your secret reality. Isn't that scary? Oh, surprising maybe? I've, it was, I had to sit on it. I had to pause because that is true. If you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, you're creating that reality. That's why in my community and the conversations and the amazing conversation, well, you have a private event coming up on Tuesday, but also the other events coming up later this month and our new program coming up in August, we are honing in on the dominant thoughts because those I serve, they want to create more impact. And they don't understand why it's so difficult for them to create impact. So we are diving deep in on those limiting beliefs and those dominant thoughts that create your reality. So I wanted to share this because for me, I'm honing in on next level mindset. I'm such a strong believer that if we really own our behavioral and thinking patterns, and we really show up as honestly to ourselves and say, do I really think thoughts that set me up for success? And if I don't, why don't I change those thoughts? I'm a strong believer that we can. I'm a living proof we can change our thoughts. And that's what we do in Calibrate Coaching, in our Calibrate Coaching land. And I wanted just to share that with you tonight. So, with this, thank you for tuning in, whether you're on YouTube or on LinkedIn. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to connect with you, either here on live stream or later on. And yeah, till next time, bye for now.